Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Saturday, April 29th, so you know what time it is. It is Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we try and go through all this week's information, anything that's coming up next week, and we're going to say 15 minutes or less. Because it's been a busy week. Next week will be a busy week. I think there's just a lot going on that we're going to go ahead and dive through on this video. So let's go ahead and jump right in there with some of the biggest news on the Wax blockchain. Kicking it off with Alcor Exchange. They are releasing, probably by the time that you watch this video and this video comes out, this will already be released. I think it's supposed to be released on Friday yesterday, which is the day I'm recording this. But what they're releasing is a brand new version of the liquidity pool. They call it concentrated liquidity, which is supposed to really boost the way things are done within Alcor liquidity pools. What I'm going to go ahead and do is a full video on this, probably tomorrow or Monday, one of the two. I'll drop a full video explaining what the new liquidity pool, this concentrated liquidity is, and then we'll do a video later this week actually how to use it, because I wanted to make sure that it's available before I throw that video out there. So that's all coming soon. I wanted to announce it here because it's really the next generation of liquidity. Yes, I pulled that right off the screen here, but it's going to be neat. I'm really interested to see how this works. It allows you to make a range of what you want to use for your liquidity. Instead of just having from 0 to infinity, you have a shorter range, which allows you to only use it during that when the price is in that range, which is supposed to give you better profits. We'll see when it actually comes out here. It'll definitely be interesting to check out. But if you haven't already taken a look at Alcor, go ahead and check out their new liquidity pools. It should be available by the time you watch this video. Next on the list, going on right now, is NFT Opia. I always say it wrong. But this is essentially, it is a free online convention that happens roughly every 2 months. It is great, and it's probably one of the reasons why there's so much activity going on in the Wax blockchain this week and next week, because of this event. Everybody's trying to ramp up to this event, get as much buzz for their project, to get people to come to their booth and talk to them during this effort. This is running. It actually kicked off yesterday morning and runs all the way to end of day on Sunday. It is a free event. I'll have a link in the description down below. You can go ahead and go there, register. You do have to sign up with an email and register and jump in there. It's a virtual event. There's a bunch of booths. Probably if you're watching this video, you may have seen the video I did yesterday where I actually walked us through the convention. So you'll probably already seen it, but if you're not aware, it's a really fun event where you can actually go to and talk to a lot of project teams. Maybe find your next project that you want to jump into. There's a lot of giveaways during this, and it's just a fun event to talk to different people, like-minded people that really like Web 3.0 games, and most of the games are Wax-oriented, or I should say on the Wax blockchain. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the projects themselves. Starting off with Wombat. Many of you are familiar. Wombat actually finished their Season 9 this past Wednesday. Season 10, again, this is recording on Friday, so technically by the time you're watching it, it is 3 days. Season 10 kicks off on Wednesday, May 3rd, so that's coming up here. Prepare for it, whether you need a season pass that you may need to buy, or if you wanted to go ahead and stake your Wombat token to get a higher VIP level and maybe get that season pass for free, or even just getting ready for it in general, making sure you have enough of your mining power available. So you got plenty of time to get ready for it. It kicks off here. I'll do a video just explaining any changes that happen with the new season coming up later in this week. In addition to that, there's two other big things from the Wombat side. From the Wombat Dungeon World side, they released the gym, which is essentially how you can go ahead and train your characters. This is the brand new expansion that goes way beyond what Dungeon Masters does. This is where you actually own land, own characters, multiple characters. They opened up the gym so you can go ahead and put one character at a time currently. It'll expand down the road and start leveling them up. And when they level up, that gives them better abilities to go ahead and mine lands. When the dungeons actually come out, they'll have better abilities. So it's really a good chance to jumpstart your characters and get them started to level up before Dungeon Worlds actually releases. So that is now available. I did a video this past week that goes ahead and shows you how to use it. You don't even need to own lands, you just need to own a character. in order to get started with it. And then also from the Wombat side, their desktop app. This is the Wombat Play. This is where you can go ahead and play a number of different games, Web 2.0 and Web 3.0, and earn in-game token and NFTs. They now have a desktop app that has launched. If you find any bugs, you actually get rewards for finding bugs because it went through an alpha and a beta process and now is available to everybody. So go ahead and head over to their Discord or to their website, and you can go ahead and download it and start playing and earning. Next on the list, we got Outlaw Troopers. Their season also ended this past week. They are preparing their preseason for the next season. Actually, it's going to probably kick off either today or maybe tomorrow. And then the season will kick off early next week. I'm going to do a whole series of videos on this. I played this before. I think I've mentioned it a lot of times on this weekly recap that I want to jump back into Outlaw Troopers. I finally have. So I'm going to be doing videos with them, teaming up with FGL to go ahead and give you a ton of beginner guides, not just for this game, but in the future for other games. So I'm excited for the next season jump out. There are a lot of changes. I'm telling you right now, there's some good changes that are coming out here, a lot of quality of life, and some daily quest items, which will keep it more interesting. All right, next on the list, we also have another FGL side. Mecca World is going to go ahead and kick off a dice tournament on May 1st, Monday, May 1st. It'll run about a week long. It's another chance if you have mechas from Mecca World, you can go ahead and earn some in-game tokens, some NFTs. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice event that they're going to be running here over the next week or so. Then we got Avalon. Whew, I can't say enough about Avalon. Their phase 1 alpha is technically over. They're preparing for a phase 2, more information to come on that. But they're still developing and announcing and bringing out a lot of information. They're even opening up the alpha servers on weekends for anyone that had a pass from before. So you can still access the game on the weekends and play and test out some of the new stuff that they're dropping as they're going through the process of dropping it. I can't say enough about this team. I've never seen an alpha provide this much and continue to develop and release and allow players to try different things. They've also released a subscription, and the reason they're doing this as a subscription is because it's going to give us full access until beta. It's a subscription per month, but it's the test, so we can actually test the stuff before it's even released in alpha. I got a pass. I'll let you know how it goes. It kicks off on May 1st, and they've also announced 2 different bosses that they released. Carl is this guy right here. It's a giant turtle. And it's kind of a meme boss related to Carl Bot that tends to ban a lot of people for typing wrong things in Discord chat. So it's kind of a funny one. But they've released this one. We've seen it already in game. And they also are releasing this guy who's a shaman. He's another boss that's going to be released here shortly. They're continuing to develop. There's lots of stuff that's coming in the game. It's super fun. I can't say enough good stuff about Avalon, but I've got to continue to move forward. We've got to make it within 15 minutes. All right, next week on the list, we got a big event coming up from Farming Tales, where they are going to go ahead and do. It's a tournament style game, and I've talked about it quite a bit. They have inside the game, they have a tractor race that's multiplayer. They compete against other people, and this tournament's going to go right along with that tractor race. The registration is going to happen here on Sunday, May 7th. You have a chance to win some insane prizes as you're going through this tournament. Basically, you're going to go ahead and compete against other players in tractor races. First place gets 5 points, second place gets 3 points, and third place gets 1 point. At the end of the tournament itself, there's a ton of rewards. There's 10 place rewards. The number 1 reward being an Alien Worlds land. Yes, not a piece of equipment, not something small, a land that you can go ahead and earn passive in-game token from. Also, there's going to be farmer bundles. There's going to be whale packs for automators from Taco. There is some Outlaw Trooper and Cosmic Clash from FGL and Mecca World packs that are going to be available to one. Mining Architect, Forsaken, all tons of great projects and great prizes. All you have to do is go ahead and enter and compete with it. So if only 10 people enter, you got a really good chance. Most likely there's going to be a lot more than 10 people actually trying for this. But you have a good chance at racing in-game and getting an Alien World land. That's crazy. That is probably one of the biggest prizes I've seen, especially for another project. The Alien World's prize is pretty crazy, especially for the top prize here. What Farming Tales does, they went and I believe this is all speculation because I don't know the details behind it, but they bought the land. It's not a sponsored from Alien Worlds, and they are providing this. If you ever took a look at the Alien World land prices, they're significant compared to a lot of other projects. So it's a total of 22,000 wax in this prize pool. So it's a cool event. Definitely worth checking out if you're into the Farming Tales game. I'll be racing, so hopefully we race against each other. Next is Taco. Taco is working with Alien Worlds to go ahead, and they've released, it is live now, the boss battles in Cryptia. So if you're into that, go ahead and jump in there. You can go ahead and fight the bosses. Cool event that they're doing. I love the connected collaboration events, especially with bosses in Cryptia, adding a new spice to the game, which is pretty neat. In addition to that, I wanted to mention that they do have the mobile version of Cryptia available. So if you're not aware of that, you can actually play Cryptia on your mobile phone. I've always said that I think Cryptia is a very, very, very good game, especially for a time passer. You are riding in a car going somewhere and you're the passenger, obviously not the driver. It's a good time to play. You're in a waiting room. You're waiting for something one way or another. It's a good thing, especially now that they have the mobile version and they have the save feature. This is a good addition for Cryptia. All right, let's move on. I think we're going a little slow here. Let's go a little quicker for the rest of these. Nova Pangea, they released their level 3 town halls. This is big, so if you're in Nova Pangea, you can go ahead and level up the town halls higher, which gives you access to level up your skilled workers and your resource buildings to the next level up. In addition to that, they made some economy changes to get them prepared for PvP and also the specific resources that each of the realms are going to be creating. So there has been some changes there. You'll notice that when you get in the game. They also let me jump back here. They also did their big boy, I guess we'll call it, pack opening this past week, which I heard was insane. Let's go to Realm NFT's got 2 big items. Right now they have the global event. This is the second global event of the season, and the season will be wrapping up here very shortly. And they're already going ahead and talking about next season, which is great. I'm glad they're getting this information out there. The only thing that I don't like about this is they continue to stay with a super long time frame for the seasons. I've always said that 5-6 weeks is the prime season for Realm, the length of season for Realm, but it looks like they're going months again. So I'm curious to see how that works out for them. So it'll kick off here on May 17th or May 15th and go through August 7th. So if you're playing the game, go ahead and check that out. They have some bonuses for the season. The featured leader is going to be the scientist, so he's going to be able to give you a lot of boost throughout the season. So if you're in the end of Realm still, definitely worth checking out the posts that they have out here and get ready for another long season for y'all. ZOS has their event is coming to a close here. In fact, it's got a couple more days left. So they have some more announcements that are coming here in the near future. Just want to make sure if you're involved in this event, big push for the end there. Zombie Coin also has an event coming up here in the near future on May 1st, Monday. They're going to be doing a new puzzle piece. They're also hinting at some tool repairs that'll be available, and also the Royal and the Master Explorer chests. Plus, they're hinting at some new equipment that's going to come out here in the near future. So keep an eye out for that if you're in Zombie Coin. Then we got Realm of Ovia. The only reason I put this out here is because I wanted to make sure you're aware of it. They were a game that kind of was abandoned early last year. Late last year, I think they were purchased from Apex NFT. So they're going through the process of completely redeveloping the game to make sure that it's usable. It's a neat concept. They like it. It matches what they're going for. So they're going through that process. But the reason I'm mentioning this is if you are an Apex Conquest, you can now use the NFTs, the character NFTs, in Apex Conquest as if it's epic or higher, you can use it as a leader. If it's lower than an epic, you can go ahead and blend and get different troops. So I wanted to make sure I brought that up. And then we got Rada Quest is running their second campaign Honor and Glory Coliseum. Round 3 is going all the way till Tuesday. If you're into the game, go ahead and check that out. And before we jump to the last 2 items on my list, I wanted to mention it's not related to this, but I'm going to talk before I switch the slides. The next 2 items are unfortunately on a little bit of a disappointing note, I want to say. It's probably a little harsh for one of them. But I wanted to show these 2. Usually I keep this stuff out of the Wax Weekly Recap, but I wanted to mention it to show the difference between a project with really good communication in a sad event and a project with not so great communication in a similar event. First of all, the first one is Immersions. If you haven't heard, the team is going to be readjusting their focus to a new version of Immersions that they're designing and working on right now. They showed a clip on Twitter, some of the mechanics that are with it. But the version of Immersions, which I'm very high on, will no longer be developed. And what they did, Dan did, he did a great explanation of it, continued to communicate, answered questions, got on a stream, answered a lot of questions on the stream. The situation sucks. We'll just flat out say that. I understand why he's doing that, why the shift is in directions. If you don't, go to the Discord. You can read all the details. It's a bad situation, but it still sucks. But he got out in front of it, communicating. They're going to try and use as many NFTs as possible in the new version of it, and the community is right there with them. There's some people that are frustrated, some people are not happy, but majority of the community is with them because of the communication. And this is mostly towards project teams. Please make sure you're communicating. The next one is one that I've highlighted recently a couple times because of them coming rebirth, I guess you could call it. But their communication has been a little sparse, we'll say. If you Unlinked is the project that I'm referring to. They announced this week some details around the new version of the game and the furnace, the blending event that's going to happen from the old cards to the new cards. The announcement itself, and I'm glad I've been mentioning that this is still a very high-risk project because they've went silent for months, revamped the entire project, and now they're coming back. So it's very risky. I still wouldn't say I recommend it, but I still have a lot of NFTs in it, so I'm tracking it and I want to keep you guys in the loop. This process, the planet furnace that they're talking about, is at least what has been announced has been a lot different than I expected. Instead of going 1-for-1 with NFTs from the new to old, at least my understanding from reading this, there is a process where you hand in a number of, for example, where is it? You hand in a number of old cards, and I'm using their words, old cards, 18 old cards, to get a pack of 9 cards. They don't specify the level 2, the level 3, or the gold cards, which are critical because that's all I have. I spent a lot of wax and time upgrading those cards. They don't mention that, and the way this reads, it lumps it all into one old card category. So there's more to come with this. I'm hoping there's more to come with this. I'm hoping they break out the higher tier cards and either do 1-for-1 swaps or something that really shows that these are higher tier. The people that worked hard to get these and the wax that they put into it are going to get benefits in the new game. And it's not just all old cards, same category. More to come on this. I just wanted to mention, and I apologize, I'm ranting a little here. I'm running a little long-winded. But if you're in Unlinked, and I know there's still a lot of people that have cards in it, check out their Discord, keep an eye on it. There is an event coming up, so you can go ahead and blend it. Right now, as far as the announcement goes and what I read in the announcement, and I've reached out to the Strike, and we've asked in the general section, the communication hasn't been super. So there's a lot of frustration in this one also. So I'm not trying to throw FUD here, just trying to tell you the facts if you're a project owner, make sure you are communicating with your audience and it's clear, you're not holding stuff back, especially in a situation like this. All right. I know this was a very long-winded video. There's a lot of critical things that I wanted to highlight and lowlight from this week on Wax. The lowlights are something I normally don't do, but it's critical to understand that there's 2 big events that are happening and communication is making a huge difference in this, and I can't drive that home enough for project teams. So I hope you all have a great day. Please let me know in the comments down below. Did I miss any events that happened this week or events that are coming up in the next week? Please let me know. I'll make sure I include them next week in the weekly recap. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Go over to NFT Opia. Hopefully I see you there. I'll be there quite a bit over the next few days. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.